Kamat Group. Thanks so much, Vishal, for joining in. So this should be a positive move if, in fact, it does happen. Give us a sense in terms of, is there a slowdown in the hotel space? What is your current occupancy? Have you seen a bit of a dip? Because now we're bracing ourselves for the festive season where, in fact, occupancy should go up, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. The coming season is it's season time, but I think the government has done a good step, or at least will do a good step. We hope, but I think the government has somewhere down let the industry down. Because when they started the GST, it was always supposed to be one nation, one tax. But we find one nation, multiple tax, multiple slab, multiple sectors. It's very, very tedious. Today, I don't agree with the council's decision to increase the threshold to 10,000, 11,000, 12,000. Why should there be any kind of slab? Today, staying or aspiring to stay in a better hotel is not a sin. To buy something, when a foreigner comes to India, he's going to spend $100. $100 around 7,300 rupees. So automatically, almost he's going to be in the normal travel agent is going to be in the above slab of 28%. So why will he come to India? Why will today people are finding it cheaper to do weddings abroad than to do it in India? Today, when you are talking about an extra bed, we are a family destination. We are a family culture. We take children with us wherever we go. We buy an extra bed. Suddenly, your 6,000 rupee room with an extra bed crosses that 7,500 threshold, and you are paying sin tax for staying with your family. So I think somewhere down the line, the rationality needs to be that if the government wants to earn more, which it should, then it should not kill a goose in one day, but it should take and eat omelette every day. Make a tax slab.
Mr. Kamat, that's a discussion for another day, that we'll have one nation, one tax, and hotels perhaps.
No, my point is very simple. That I think this discussion whether it should be 10,000 or 18% reduced, I think there is no question in my mind that the government needs to work towards bringing systematically our industry as a whole down towards the 12%. Right now, the first step should be to remove this slab structure and just make it simple 18%, and then work towards that. I read an article where it said that government may lose 230 crores. I don't believe in that statement. The reason being that if you churn more business, you will earn more tax. The idea is to encourage trade so that each time there is taxation and each time the company will pay tax and the government will earn. So rather than try and squeeze a certain margin, it is better to encourage more consumption so that people will and the nation will benefit through more taxation.
So, but right now the discussion is not, or that's at least not what the Fitment Committee's recommendation is, that you bring down the GST to 12%. So, there is a rationale to what you're saying, but unfortunately right now that's not something which is being considered by the government.
No, it has to be. Madam, it has to be considered, because if they don't consider this basic fundamental, then on what basis they will take a decision? Today, if they want to decrease the GST for certain other sectors also who are asking, thinking that it will increase the spending of the consumer. See, the consumer is not going to spend the last mile. A man who's buying, say, a car is not going to buy a car because GST has come down. He will buy a car if his aspiration is met with that car. He will buy a car, or he will stay in a good hotel if it matches his needs. So today, if you or a company wants to do a conference in a hotel, see, we get affected by 28 because we have many Fort Jadavgarh, Orchid Hotel in Mumbai, and our other hotels are in the 28th slab in many of the cases. So for us, it will definitely boost our business, because a company today will come with a more open mind and say, oh, let's do an event at the Orchid, or let's do it at Fort Jadavgarh, because I'm not paying unnecessarily unreasonable taxes. So the organized sector in the premium upper scale and in metro cities will definitely benefit by this move, and that will help spur further growth of GST collections for the government. This is my opinion.
So just one final question. Is the hotel industry going through a slowdown? We are entering into the festive season. Are you getting, how have the early bookings been? Are you optimistic that the festive season will be similar to the kind of growth rates we've enjoyed in the past?
See, I always say that we are a service provider. And if the sentiments of the consumers, if the sentiments of the corporates are positive, they will spend more in the hotels, because they will do dealers meet, they will do events, they will do training classes, they will do incentive tours. So if the positive environment is there in the nation, you will find that hospitality will always do well because of that positive sentiments. We are not Disneyland where we can create a demand. We can only fulfill a demand if the government creates a Disneyland and there are 50 hotels around that Disneyland. So same thing over here also. If there is a convention center in Mumbai, Mumbai, Delhi, other cities, if those convention centers are full because government supports through reasonable taxation, through facilitation, one sporting event makes the entire city and state economy churn depending on the size of that state. Look at Orissa, the way they have taken sports tourism, or a few others who have taken alternative streams of economic boosting. Those options are the ones which I think the government needs to work on apart from only taxation. We need to spur reasons for people to come to India. We need to spur reasons for people to travel within India. And I think these are the kind of things which the government needs to focus on along with the reasonable tax.